Between 2021 and 2025, the concept of the metaverse underwent a transition. It moved past speculative tech industry hype and reorganized into an organized scientific field. To understand the actual trajectory of this technology, we have to look past the marketing and analyze the peer-reviewed literature. That analysis begins with this 2025 paper from Enes Kararslan and colleagues, which evaluates the output of the Journal of Metaverse itself. By deconstructing editorial data, tracking specific thematic focuses, and mapping publication metrics, we can identify the priorities of the researchers actively building these systems. Examining this verified output provides a grounded, empirical map of the metaverse's direction. We don't have to rely on corporate forecasting. We can read the research. The Journal of Metaverse, established in 2021, serves as the primary case study for this formalization. In less than 4 years, the publication rapidly ascended into the top quartile of scientific journals, securing an SJR Q1 ranking. This Scopus metric snapshot captures that institutional growth. In 2023, the journal held a CITE score of 13.3. By 2024, the tracking metric reached 20.2. Achieving a CITE score above 20 is significant, particularly for a publication only 4 years into its existence. It indicates a high concentration of citations from the broader scientific community. These metrics prove that the metaverse is generating a highly cited body of literature that demands a closer structural analysis. The discipline's academic output is contained within very distinct thematic and technological boundaries. This chart visualizes the keyword frequency of articles published between 2021 and 2025, revealing where researchers are focusing their efforts. Look at the concentration at the top. The literature is dictated by 4 dominant terms. Virtual reality provides the spatial architecture, the necessary interface for users to interact within these environments. Blockchain acts as the ledger, the required layer for defining digital assets and enforcing economic rules. Artificial intelligence operates as the generative infrastructure, supplying the language models that manage these virtual spaces. The data makes it clear. Early research heavily prioritizes solving these underlying infrastructural dependencies. The science is focused on building the pipes. This diagram maps the peer-reviewed roadblocks preventing the deployment of scalable virtual ecosystems. Academic output categorizes these friction points across 6 intersecting vectors. Examining the technical limits, we see a heavy emphasis on interoperability, scalability, and latency. Researchers are targeting these as the primary friction points of digital continuity. Without solving latency and establishing interoperable protocols, these virtual spaces remain fractured. Moving to the regulatory bottlenecks, privacy and security alongside legal and ethical constraints, the focus shifts to data privacy and digital ownership. We are seeing a surge in frameworks designed to secure user data inside decentralized networks and enforce ownership rights. Finally, the human element appears in the social and psychological branch, specifically through identity fragmentation and mental health. Academics are modeling what happens to human psychology when users navigate multiple fragmented digital identities in fully immersive spaces. By tracking the expansion of these research branches, the journal's output acts as a diagnostic heat map, highlighting the tech industry's most critical unresolved bottlenecks. Maintaining the standards of a Q1 discipline requires intense internal friction. This table documents the journal's editorial processing statistics, showing how that friction is applied. If we isolate the 2024 column, we can see the current evaluation dynamics of the publication. The average time for an article to be accepted dropped to 51 days in 2024, but that acceptance speed exists alongside a high rejection rate. Look at the rejection metrics. In that same year, 47 articles were rejected directly by the editor. These are desk rejections, papers denied entry into the peer review process. This strict filtering acts as a firewall, ensuring that only viable research moves into the evaluation pipeline. High academic impact is not an accident. It is engineered by protecting the peer review process from subpar research. This chart illustrates the geographic distribution of authors, showing how this discipline is forming globally. Turkey holds a prominent leadership position, producing 29% of the output. There's also strong secondary representation. India generates 13% of the research, and Bangladesh contributes 9%. For a nascent technology, A distributed author base ensures that the core architecture isn't optimized for only one demographic or legislative environment. The foundational literature of the metaverse is being constructed through a decentralized international lens. This ensures that the intellectual groundwork isn't localized to a single region, but integrates a diverse range of national and institutional perspectives. The collected metrics clearly indicate that building the metaverse effectively requires researchers to adopt a highly rigorous mixed-method approach from the very beginning. Qualitative studies of human behavior in virtual environments must be tethered to hard quantitative data modeling. To explore the datasets and methodologies driving this field, you can consult the primary source material. This 2025 analysis provides the complete datasets and operational metrics that define the current state of the field. Building lasting infrastructure requires evidence rather than speculation. The architecture of the metaverse will not be built on fleeting tech demos, but on the evidence-based consensus forming within these academic pages.